work with leaders, because you do coaching as well. Have you seen that same kind of thing happening in your world?
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of bouncing off what you're talking about, there's times I sit in the service and, they're there'll be some, they're talking, and I think about my coworkers. I think about what if they're here? Because I know some of my coworkers that were going through a tough time.
You talking about with service, you mean sitting at your home when you're attending church?
Yes.
You meant?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes. And I'm like, well, and sometimes I feel like it can be like, that's the struggle I have, is like, I know people that are going through tough time. And I can't just say, well, God's got this. I can't just say, hey, God's got this, because some of the people, I can't just assume everybody's a believer either.
Nope.
And so that, as a Christian, you know how hard that is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it strengthens my faith, because I can't be like, well, I'll pray for you.
Yeah. I remember, even when there was in the 80s and the 90s, we had this quote unquote hyper faith movement that happened, and people would be like, someone would get a bad report, a bad health report, and people would look at them and say things like, well, if you just had enough faith, the Lord would heal you. That's not what they need to hear right there. They need to know you love them and you care about them and you're standing with them. And so the point of us kind of doubling down here is we've got to make sure that what we're putting out isn't out of touch and just simply uncaring when we do what we do, whether we're leading in a church or whether.
Be sure to check out the full episode of the 95 podcast by going to 95network.org/podcast.